What you should know about sex as a virgin. A lot of people often wonder what to expect from first-time sex and have great questions about it. Regardless of your age, sexual preference, or gender identity, the following advice is intended to be applicable to all cisgender and transgender people. There is no universal agreement on what actions qualify as having sex. Not to mention how heterocentric the concept of virginity is. It excludes a lot of people who might think they've lost their virginity, but their understanding of it is going to be very different. The hymen, which is essentially simply tissue inside the vagina, is torn, causing this. Hymenal tissue varies in size from woman to woman, and in some rare instances, it is absent at birth. You actually can't foresee how much bleeding you'll have, so perhaps keep the light on, as each person has a distinct quantity of hymenal tissue, some of which is thinner, worn out, or contains fewer blood vessels than others. You might anticipate some discomfort or pressure if this is your first experience with penetration. Nevertheless, it should generally be enjoyable rather than unpleasant. So stop if it hurts a lot. When you know you are finally about to have sex, most people pass over all the other stuff to get to the main event, thus this could be a hint that you need more lubrication or foreplay. Avoid doing this. If you want to engage in anal or vaginal intercourse, make sure to engage in a few additional actions first. According to research, it becomes easier for both men and women to orgasm during a hookup the more sexual actions you engage in. Additionally, it will make everything much more pleasant if you have a vagina. When you become aroused, a process known as balloning takes place that widens the vaginal canal and permits penetration. If there isn't arousal before penetration, it could hurt. Plus, engaging in a lot of foreplay may result in a man having a greater erection, so everyone benefits. No matter what is going where, a little more slickness will make everything feel smoother and more enjoyable. Additionally, add lube if you experience any pain when attempting penetration for the first time. However, you should be aware that oil-based lubes might mess with latex condoms and reduce their effectiveness. So you should find a water-based or silicone-based lube instead. Yes, orgasms are wonderful, but don't think about how, when, or even if you're going to get there. Equally important to orgasm is getting to know one another's bodies throughout a sexual encounter. An enjoyable element of dating is getting to know your partner's likes and dislikes. Don't expect it to happen immediately away. For some people, it can actually take years to learn how to orgasm with another person. Unfortunately, data indicates that women are just less likely than men to experience an orgasm during sex. However, there are some actions you can take to improve your odds, such as having sex with a familiar partner, partaking in a lot of foreplay, and shifting your attention away from only penetration. In addition, as we previously discussed, it can really take some people years to learn how to climax during sex with another person. So be patient and don't give up hope. Whether it's your first or 50th time having sex, research shows that you're more likely to have orgasm in a committed relationship than in a casual setting. However, losing your virginity in particular is a situation in which the appropriate partner can significantly alter the outcome. Who you lose your virginity with and if that person has any form of meaningful connection to you are two factors that are good indicators of whether you'll enjoy it or regret it afterwards. It's not necessary to be dating or to have been together for a long time in order to benefit from having trust and comfort with the other person. That's completely acceptable. It's your first time inside a vagina, mouth, or anus, so exciting things are happening. But don't try to stave off an orgasm by thinking about baseball or grandparents or something. Focus on being in the moment and on your partner's needs and don't worry so much about when you will come. Don't worry if you finish soon, all that's left is to focus on making your spouse happy. Boners don't always cooperate, but that doesn't make you a bad lover or a broken person. It's crucial to understand that anyone with a penis can experience this, regardless of age, and that pressure and anxiety can undoubtedly be factors. Your nervousness may naturally decrease if you're with someone you trust and feel at ease around. If you're having problems, take a deep breath, tell yourself this is normal, and then try to concentrate on everything that is right now making you feel great. Sadly, virgins cannot receive free passes. You can definitely become pregnant if your first experience involves a penis ejaculating inside a vagina. Decide on the type of birth control you'll use to prevent pregnancy before losing your virginity, and discuss it with your partner. Ideally, before you are completely undressed. Additionally, think about using a dental dam if losing your virginity entails oral, anal or vaginal sex. Although not completely effective, these barrier techniques are your best line of defense against STIs. Not everyone finds all that ferocious thrusting and acrobatic postures enjoyable, especially on your first attempt. It takes a while to figure out how to do that in a way that feels good. Recognize that you are new to this and that you are continuously learning, and enjoy that. When you're chatting to your friends in 20 years, you might still think kindly, or not so fondly, of them, but you're not going to be permanently connected to this person if you don't want to be. This myth may have its origins in the fact that many people do have some form of emotional attachment to the person they lost their virginity to, but this is more of a social construct than a given. Expecting someone to understand how awesome something feels for you when you don't even know it yet would be a little hypocritical. Having an orgasm through masturbation before partnered sex is beneficial, especially for women. Finding out what you enjoy, don't like, and what genuinely draws you may take some time for some people. But knowing everything beforehand could make your first experience less intimidating. More significant than a predetermined deadline is doing it for the right reasons, in an environment where you feel at ease, and with your active